Hello and welcome to this first edition of what hopefully will be a little bit of a series of hit and miss. It's going to be me doing little bits of painting and chatting away to myself. Well, hopefully you'll be listening, and yeah, just seeing other bits and pieces and seeing what's going on. This is a bit of a test start to see how the audio works and to see how the video works. Probably be one big take, but anyway. So what's the point of this little exercise? Well, just to show you some bits and pieces of painting that I do. I'm by no way a professional or expert, but you might glean a few tips. I've been doing it for quite a while. And just generally chat with the customers, show you bits and pieces of things that might have come through. And, well, new bits from Reaper, perhaps something from Dark Sword, you never know. And bits and pieces of painting, mainly old school stuff. And yeah, little thoughts and rambles as we go along. There won't be very long videos, just little sort of short bits and pieces that you can dip in and out of. And yeah, that's about it really. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Anyway, first off, we're going to base up some miniatures. The miniatures that I've got set up for at the moment is this fella here, which I think hopefully you can see him. He's a First Compendium Citadel Miniatures fighter. He's more Chaosy Knight really, I think, before they sort of timed the term. But he's going to be one of them. The next one is a bit more perhaps recognisable. He is the musician to Bugman's Dwarf Rangers, the first edition. And yeah, he's long overdue for a bit of paint. I've got Bugman somewhere as well. And then we've got a halfling, because I've been on about these on the forum. And yeah, this little chap is, I think it's Samwise. I'm not sure. I think it is. From the Lord of the Rings box set, I think they did. And then we have, probably from the same box set, we have Bilbo in later years, when he went travelling again. And I think that's him set up, ready to do his travelling. And he's carrying a couple of books with him as well. So there we go. We'll get these based up, and then we'll come back when we start doing some priming. Right, welcome back. I've got the minis based up now. As you can see, they're now on little holding bases, so that I can hold them and manipulate them and do what I need to do with them. I do make magnetic painting handles myself, but as is always the case, I haven't actually made myself one. So anyway, so these do for now. So now we're going to get on with doing a bit of priming. It's a fairly straightforward affair. The only real thing is what you tend to use for primer. There's many about, but this the Styrolese stuff, I think you can see that there on the camera, was recommended to me by Paul, who is a professional painter of Pandemonium Miniatures, and he's very good, so he obviously knows a few things or two. So I've been using this of late, and yeah, we'll just put a bit on. It comes in a thing like this. It goes in airbrushes too, I think. Yeah, easy application surface primer. It says water-based acrylic polyurethane. Perfect prime every time. Well, that's good bit of marketing, isn't it? Anyway, so I've got my little paint palette thing. I don't know if you can see that there, but I've got quite a few of these, and they've got little wells in them. And I'm just going to tip some in there, and then prime away. There we go. There we go. I've got a fairly tight angle on the lens so that you can see what I'm doing. Whether you agree with it, what I'm doing, or that's another matter. But anyway, Optivisor on. So well, I see there's a bit of Optivisor, a bit of me, and then we'll have a look at Chaos Knight Chappie. I like to prime by brush rather than aerosol and one of those nasty airbrush things, simply because you can get into everywhere and you know it's all been done, and it also gives you a bit more idea of alright where you're going with the miniature. The trouble with spraying is you're spraying at one direction, and undercuts such as under here tend not to get so much. Of course you can spray underneath as well, But you've always got to be a bit careful you haven't sort of over-globbed it, as is possible with aerosols. That said, if you've got a lot to do, if you're doing army painting and what have you, well, aerosol's about the only way to go. I think colour forges ones are the in thing at the moment. They've certainly been round enough trying to flog them to people. Just about Weld and his wife's carrying them at the moment. And yes, they have contacted me, and I seriously would have considered it, because they are very good products, very nice primers. But Parcel Force were not very helpful when I made an inquiry about having to ship the things, you see, because an aerosol, rail mail won't carry them. They're frightened of them blowing up and priming a postman when he's least expecting it. And of course, if you are a postman and you're listening to this, well, obviously you don't want to be primed when you least expect it. You don't really want to be primed, I suppose, when you're expecting it. So, yeah, they said, well, you know, you're only a tiny little business. We're not really interested in you. So I thought, oh, that's nice. So I can't be carrying them at the moment. It is a situation I'm still looking into. Hopefully something might come of it later on. Colourforge were very kind. They sent me some samples. I haven't used them because, as I say, I do this. But there we go. So that's number one primed. That's all you got to do. Just make sure that you let the primer dry thoroughly. That's the main thing. So I shall, once I've done these, I shall mosey off and do something else, and then it'll be another day when I come back and alright, start to think about putting some paint on the things. Yeah. I always think dwarves with swords are a bit odd, don't you? Axes and hammers seem to suit them, but swords, I don't know, it just doesn't seem me. So, you know, I think dwarves themselves prefer axes or hammers. Of course, it's all systems go at the moment. They've woke up the old world again, or whatever. Of course, it was all fantasy back when these chaps were. Space Marines hadn't been invented then. This chap predates Space Marines. Yeah, as do I. Yes, and quite another few of the other old hammery types which you can find reminiscing about the good old days online. Yeah, the miniatures were lead then, you know. Oh, yes, none of this lead-free pewtery stuff. Oh. I think some of them were carved out of stone. Anyway, we'll get this done. So you get the general idea. You just go over the miniature, make sure he's got a good even coat, and then let it dry thoroughly. There you are. Oh, show him off again. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. It's not doing very well, I don't think. I've got my glasses off and I've got the screen on. The trouble is I'm so short-sighted I can't see the screen very well, and the camera can't see the miniatures. So, you know, this is that's why it's called hit and miss, really, I think. Anyway, I'll do the other two, and I'll pop back with another instalment when I start putting some paint on. So, thanks for watching or enduring, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheerio!